Luckily, nearly all of the good Metroidvanias on Steam are on sale right now, except Ori and the Blind Forest. But that game goes on sale all the time anyway. First up, we've got Axiom Verge, currently 40% off at $11.99. Axiom Verge is a very good Metroid clone with good gameplay, non-ugly pixel graphics, and great music. The thing that sets this game apart from most other Metroid clones is its huge selection of gun upgrades. Most are not needed for progression and are only really there to reward exploration. There are so many different guns you can use with a whole bunch of weird quirks, like guns that shoot giant AoEs, a laser, lightning, climbing along walls, etc. They all do about the same damage, so you can pretty much just use whichever you like the most. Plus, the boss fights are great, and the story itself isn't half bad either. Next up, we've got Guacamelee, on sale for about $5. This game is always on sale though, so if you miss it, don't worry about it. It'll most likely go on sale right away after the summer sale ends anyway. This game is more of a action platformer with Metroidvania elements than a Metroid or Castlevania clone. Not really my thing, but it's widely regarded as one of the best modern Metroidvania, so you can just try it out for yourself. Outland, a pretty big sale for only 99 cents, down from $10. This game is a lot like Guacamelee, in that it's more of an action platformer with Metroidvania elements than a traditional Metroid or Castlevania clone. But this one has a unique mechanic where you have to also switch between red and blue crab to beat monsters and get past puzzles. And of the little I played of the game, I did really enjoy the boss fights. Probably the best part of the game for me. Probably not as good as a game as some of the others on this list, but still a pretty okay game, and it has a really good sale right now. Xeodrifter, 85% off at only $150. This is a great game to buy on sale, since it's probably the shortest Metroidvania on this list. This game is more of a Metroid clone on the spectrum of Metroidvania, which is my favorite type of Metroidvania games to play. Like I said, this is a very short game. You can finish it in about 4 hours if you're somewhat competent, but I don't really see that as a bad thing. If you buy it on sale, the game itself is really hard at first, but gets a lot easier as you get gun and health upgrades, since the gun upgrades directly increase the damage you can dish out. All the bosses share the same model, and do the same thing, only with an added mechanic each time you get to a new one. Kind of a cop-out, but they can get really hard. This game really rewards exploration pretty heavily. After getting a new upgrade that allows you to get to new zones, I highly recommend exploring everything to get all the new gun and health power-ups that you couldn't get previously. You're going to need them on later bosses. Alright, for this next one, let's see, I think it's called Momodora. Reverie under the Moonlight. Hope I didn't mess that up. 20% off from $10, so it's about $8. Not a huge sale, but the game is relatively new. This game is a pretty new Castlevania clone with a range mechanic that I like. I haven't played through much of it yet, but from what I did play, I really enjoyed. Plus it has really positive reviews, so I don't really feel too bad recommending a game I haven't played too much. I bought the game during the sale and plan on doing a full playthrough in the future, right after I finish up the new Ori and the Blind Forest Definitive Edition. Cave Story Plus, on sale for about $5, down from $15. This game is supposed to be like one of the best Metroidvania games ever made, and I've been really excited about playing it. Only I can't seem to get it to work on my computer. I think it has something to do with the free version I downloaded conflicting with the Steam files or something. I doubt that'll be a problem for anyone else buying the game though. Like I said, I haven't really played through it yet, but I will for sure in the future. Environmental Station Alpha. 40% off from $8 for about $4.75. The game is as close to a Super Metroid clone as you're going to get from Steam games. But you have to remember that Super Metroid was kind of a hard game, and this one really doesn't disappoint in that respect. It has one of the hardest boss fights I've ever done in a game, and it's like its second boss. If you're looking for a good Metroid clone and want a challenge, I recommend this game. Personally, I don't really like its art style. It's really small 8-bit graphics. I'd love the game so much more if only it was like at least 16-bit or a little bit better. But if you're not bothered by that, the game itself is really solid. Valdis Story, Abyssal City. 75% off from $15 for only $3.75. Pretty good discount on a pretty good Castlevania clone. This one really plays to the RPG side of Castlevania heavily, so if you want a good Castlevania clone and like the RPG genre, you should probably pick up this game. Aquaria. This game I haven't really played much of, but I've been wanting to try it out for quite some time. It's a unique underwater Metroidvania that requires little songs to use your abilities, kind of like Patapon for the PSP, and this game rarely ever goes on sale, and it has a pretty good one at 75% off for about $2.50. So if you wanted to try something a little different that's also a Metroidvania, you should grab this game. And finally, UnEpic, 60% off for a price of about $4. This is a game I've been meaning to play for a while, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. It's basically a Metroidvania with heavy emphasis on RPG elements, with quirky humor. And that's it for the games I'd recommend grabbing the most on the sale. Of course, I think the best Metroidvanias on Steam is Ori and the Blind Forest, but it's not on sale currently. It was on sale right before the summer sale, and goes on sale regularly, so I'd recommend grabbing that game if you're looking for a great Metroidvania to play. Plus, there are a few new Metroidvanias that came out recently, or some I just haven't played yet, that I haven't had a chance to play yet look promising, like Sultan Sanctuary, Rabi-Ribi, and Bunny Must Die. All three of these games are on sale as well.